I decided to track every single dollar I spent for 1 month. What I found shocked me and completely changed how I use money. My name's Jake, and I'm a junior at Arizona State University, majoring in business administration. I live in a small off-campus apartment in Tempe with my roommate, Evan. Our place isn't much. 2 bedrooms, squeaky floors, and a fridge that hums like it's trying to sing. But it's home. Until recently, I didn't really think about money. My parents sent me an allowance every month, and as long as there was something left in my account, I didn't question it. Coffee, swipe. Food delivery, swipe. Concert tickets, swipe. I just tap Apple Pay and move on with my day. But something started to change during my sophomore year. Every month, the money they sent seemed to disappear faster. I'd look at my bank balance and wonder, where the hell did it all go? When I called home, I started noticing something in my mom's voice. She sounded tired. Once, my dad joked on the phone, "Jake, you're living better than we are." He laughed, but it didn't feel funny. That night, I stared at my laptop and realized I had no clue how much I was spending. Rent, gas, coffee, takeout, random Amazon stuff. It was all just noise. I had no plan, no awareness. That was the first time I thought, maybe it's time to figure out where my money actually goes. It started as a simple challenge. I wanted to track my spending for just 1 week, so I downloaded a few free apps from the App Store. Some I found on Reddit, others from YouTube recommendations. I told myself, if I can understand where my money goes, maybe I can start saving for real. Fast forward a few months, and I had tested more than 10 different apps. Some were too complicated, some were full of ads, and others just didn't feel right. But 6 apps truly made a difference for me. They were all free, simple, and practical enough that I actually stuck with them. So today, I want to share my experience. The 6 best free apps that helped me take control of my student budget. Before I get into the apps, here's what I looked for. Free, or at least usable without forcing me to pay after a trial. Simple. I didn't want to feel like I was doing homework every time I logged in. Visual. I wanted charts or colors that clearly show where my money goes. Secure. I didn't want some random app selling my financial data. Cross-platform. I use both an iPhone and a Windows laptop, so syncing was important. Once I had those criteria, I started testing. The first app that really helped was Mint, which later merged into Credit Karma Money. I'd heard about Mint for years, but I never bothered to try it. When I finally downloaded it, I was amazed by how fast it connected to my bank account. Within a minute, it pulled all my transactions and sorted them automatically. There it was. Every coffee, every Uber, every Chipotle order, all neatly categorized. Food, transportation, entertainment, shopping. I could see in cold hard numbers exactly where my money went. That first week, I discovered something embarrassing. In the last 30 days, I had spent $178 on coffee. Just coffee. Starbucks, Dutch Bros, campus cafes, it all added up. Seeing that number made my stomach twist. Mint also showed me trends, which days I spent the most, what categories I overspent in, and even upcoming bills I might forget. It felt like someone finally turned on the lights in a messy room I'd been ignoring. After 2 months, I started setting budgets inside the app. I created categories like groceries, fun, and transportation, and Mint would send me notifications whenever I got close to my limit. It wasn't perfect, but it made me think before I spent. The second app that changed my life was Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. One night, I was talking to Evan about how I was trying to save money. He said, "Dude, you should check out Rocket Money. It finds all your subscriptions." I didn't think I had that many. Maybe Netflix, Spotify, and Amazon Prime. But I tried it anyway. When Rocket Money scanned my connected account, the list shocked me. There were services I didn't even remember signing up for. A random photo storage app charging $3.99 a month. an old online course subscription, a free trial that had quietly become a $14.99 monthly fee. In total, I was wasting over $40 every month on forgotten subscriptions. The app didn't just identify them, it gave me the option to cancel directly. With a few taps, I killed 3 useless subscriptions right away. Instant savings. Rocket Money also created a dashboard showing recurring payments and suggested areas to cut costs. It even had a lower your bills service that negotiates things like internet or phone bills on your behalf. I didn't use it, but it was nice to know it existed. After a few weeks, I realized I'd saved nearly $120 without doing anything complicated, just by being aware. Next up, Good Budget. This one feels kind of old school, but in a good way. Good Budget is based on the envelope system, where you divide your money into categories, or envelopes. And once an envelope is empty, you stop spending in that area. I liked it because it didn't require linking my bank account. I could manually set how much I wanted to allocate for each category. For example, rent, $700 food, $250. Fun, $100 of transportation, $80. The act of typing those numbers every month made me more conscious of my money. Every time I logged an expense, I had to choose which envelope it came from. If my fun envelope ran out, that meant no more random Amazon buys or DoorDash orders until next month. It was surprisingly satisfying to see envelopes stay full longer each week. I started cooking more, saying no to unnecessary spending, and actually feeling in control. If Mint shows you where your money goes, Pocket Guard tells you how much you can safely spend today. That's what hooked me. After linking my account, Pocket Guard calculated how much I had left after rent, subscriptions, and bills. Then it displayed one simple number. In my pocket, $42,I67. That number changed everything. I didn't have to do mental math or guess whether I could afford a night out. If it said I had $40, I knew that was all I could spend. It even broke things down into safe to spend categories, which updated in real time. If I overspent one day, it adjusted automatically. Using Pocket Guard for a few weeks taught me restraint. There were times I'd see something online and think, oh, I want that. Then I'd check Pocket Guard and realize, actually, I can't afford it right now. It kept me grounded, like a small, honest friend who isn't afraid to say no. Eventually, I wanted something more advanced, something that made budgeting feel motivating. That's when I tried Monarch Money and NerdWallet. Both apps were surprisingly modern and clean. I started using Monarch first because it had this beautiful dashboard with all my accounts, goals, and progress bars. I could create savings goals like trip to California, $500, and watch it slowly fill as I saved money each week. NerdWallet, on the other hand, gave me a broader financial picture. It showed my credit score, offered budgeting tools, and even gave tips about student loans and credit cards. What I liked most was that both apps had free tiers that were enough for my needs. They didn't nag me every 2 minutes to upgrade. I used Monarch for weekly check-ins and NerdWallet to track my long-term progress. It made me start thinking about my future, not just surviving college, but preparing for life after it. Now, this last one isn't technically an app, but it's probably the most personal, my Notion tracker. I had been watching productivity videos, and I noticed a lot of people use Notion to organize everything in their life. So one weekend, I built my own expense tracker dashboard. It was simple, a table with columns for date, category, item, amount, and notes. Each row was color-coded by type of expense. It wasn't fancy, but it worked. Every Sunday evening, I'd make coffee, put on a lo-fi playlist, and review my spending for the week. Manually entering each expense forced me to relive every purchase. It's kind of painful, seeing how those $8 lattes stack up, but it made me think before buying next time. Eventually, I linked the Notion sheet to my Google Sheets backup so I could view my total spending by month. Now, at the end of every month, I can see clear progress. Less impulse buying, more money saved. There's something powerful about seeing it all laid out in your own system, something you built. If you're a student like me, trying to figure out money for the first time, here's what I've learned. Tracking your spending won't make you rich overnight. It won't magically give you more money, but it will give you awareness. And awareness changes everything. Once you know where your money goes, you start making better choices without even realizing it. You stop saying, "I'm broke," and start asking, "Where did my money go and how can I fix that?" You don't need to be perfect. Some weeks you'll overspend, some weeks you'll forget to log anything. That's fine. What matters is that you start. Because when you do, you'll realize money isn't just about numbers, it's about freedom. Freedom to make choices, to plan your future, and to stop feeling guilty every time you tap checkout. So if you're watching this, here's my challenge. Pick one of these apps, just one, and use it for a week. Track everything. See what happens. You might be surprised by what you learn about yourself. I'm Jake from Arizona State University, and these 6 free apps helped me stop being broke and start being mindful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more student money stories. If my story resonates with you, leave a comment below. I'd really love to hear what you're going through, or how you've managed your own money struggles. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share it with someone who's also trying to figure out their finances, and subscribe to Student Money Stories so we can learn how to survive and live better under the pressure of money.